I think this is something that really holds deep to my heart because when I started marketing 4 or 5 years ago, I bought a 5K course and I tried to go out and do local marketing, and that shit just did not work. I spent 6, 7 months. I've tried 4 or 5 clients, and it was hard. It was hard because I was just starting out, and the course, like, I learned from it, but it's also like a bit of a cookie cutter model, and it also, there was other factors at play that I just did not have control over. So it was very, demoralizing when you spend a lot of money on something and it doesn't work, and you just think that it's just not for you, right? And then fast forward a year afterwards, I ended up joining an agency, and I just realized, like, wow, there's like so much to this shit that I've never thought of, like, even thinking about, because you don't know what you don't know, right? So, what pisses me off is, like, nowadays there's so many of these gurus and, like, just marketing people that suggest and push you to start something when you're just starting out. And I just think that's absolutely false because, in the beginning, like, you need education. And even with education, I don't think you should go to college. I think what you should do is join and actually work for one of these marketing agencies, right? I think in the past, like, decade at least, there's definitely been a very big rise in these agencies because they're super easy to start and like grow if you know what you're doing, right? It's not very capital intensive. So that's why, a lot of people, when they think of starting a business, like drop shipping or, some kind of like cold email or paid ads agency is what they think of first. I think that's great, right? And the ones that grew to like 7, 8 figures, those are great places for you to start your career because now you could join like a basically an environment where you get to work with a lot of different clients at once. You have the support network of the agency of people that have been in the game for many years, and they want you to succeed because they want to make sure their clients get good results, right? So you put yourself in that environment for a year or 2 years, and you're going to come out of it and you're going to have so much more opportunities for you, right? You're going to be able to go out and get higher paying jobs, start climbing the corporate ladder, or you could go out and try doing, your own thing. I've literally done both things. And for a very long time, I've done both things at the same time because I like, having the safety and the predictability of like, a good job, but also having the upside potential and honestly, like what do you call it? The fun of starting something yourself. I think both are great. It's just in the very beginning, to me, there's only one clear option, and that's to go and work for someone, right? You're not gonna get paid a lot. You're gonna be overworked. It's gonna fucking suck, But I think that's literally like one of the best ways you could like immerse yourself into marketing because it's not something you can learn with books, like you need to go and like test different ideas, different campaigns, put actual money and resources and effort behind it and see how the target audience of the specific company you're working with, how they react, and then adjust accordingly and, rinse and repeat. Like those are things, if let's say theoretically you're stubborn and you still want to, try things yourself, like clients don't really give you that many that many opportunities to make mistakes. If you make too many mistakes in a row, they're gonna fire your ass, and you're never gonna get revenue, and you're gonna be basically stuck in a client acquisition. So you're never actually gonna be doing the fulfillment, actually doing the marketing. You're gonna be basically doing sales, which is still a great skill level, but it's gonna really worn you down. And only I would say the 0.1% of like all the marketers out there succeed by just starting out on their own, and those are the ones that you see mostly on social media because they got so big, they stand out in the algorithm. They flash their Lamborghinis, their jets and all that shit, and you see them, but not the other people that tried and failed and just think marketing is not for them. I think marketing is a really cool career with a lot of huge upside, and as we go into this age of AI, I think marketing is going to develop and it's going to become different, but I think it's going to be a growing industry, and there's going to be a lot of opportunity for people to make a lot of cool change and have very fulfilling, careers, whether they work for themselves or for others. But yeah, I mean, if you're in college or out of college, doesn't matter. Like, if you really like marketing and you don't have anything under your belt, I would literally go and look for the local marketing agencies that are around you. Even remote works. I'm not too big of a fan of remote because it's a little different where you're not like, directly, in person with the people you work with. I think it does work for some people, so that's definitely an option to explore. But I would definitely look for an agency that's close to you and find a way to just get in the door, right? Like, you might not get paid for your first gig. You might get paid fucking pennies, right? My first job, I get paid 30K a year, and that was pretty consistent until I left and started, growing my income. But that was probably the best thing I've ever done for myself, because after that, like, I grew my connections, I grew my confidence, I grew my skill level, and like so many more opportunities started opening up for me. I'm not saying I'm like the best in the world, but like I feel like I have accomplished enough things to at least speak on this topic in particular. And yeah, just find a local, like, make a list of all the local agencies near you. And I would say usually the main thing that is a good gateway for getting into agencies, or honestly any like startups in particular, is to help with their organic brand, because it's something that usually is neglected the most. It involves the least amount of capital to grow it, and it just involves a lot of sweat equity and creativity, which, if you're someone that's young or someone that, is very driven, like, and you just kind of present them with like a portfolio of ideas that they could literally do right away with no budget, they're going to take you on, right? And then you run that for 3 months, you get them a lot of followers, a lot of likes, a lot of engagement. It might not bring them in like direct revenue, but they're going to see that, oh wow, like, our brand looks better. It might be converting more clients that were on the fence. Like, that's a lot of value. And then from there, you could like, kind of use that as leverage to get into more important roles within that company, or start asking for, like a salary, or to get like, basically, you got your foot in the door. Once you get their trust, like, now you're getting some ammunition you could use to, start like growing your career, right? So I think the first step is going to be the hardest. Like, once you get your first legit, year of experience at an agency, everything else is not going to be smooth sailing, but you're going to have something to show, right? Like, it's my belief, like, if you get a marketing degree, right, it doesn't really mean anything. It just meant you spent, 100K going through 4 years of college to like show that, you could show up and do homework, right? The 4 Ps, supply and demand, but you still know better than like someone that never got a degree, in my opinion, right? At least that's the way I've seen hiring being done. Like, it is a factor, but especially in a startup role, especially in agencies, it's not a huge factor. So it does not it does not bring in the value for the cost that you like accumulate to get that, right? So yeah, basically go out there and just like fucking start working for someone, and ideally an agency. The reason I stress agency is because it's just the ability to like be in this environment, right? I think I talked about it earlier, but if you go work for a startup, you're going to be expected to be the expert, right? So let's say you're running ads or something. If shit doesn't work out, there's no one in the company you could go to like try to troubleshoot things, as opposed to an agency. Let's say you have a account that's you're running Facebook ads, it's Black Friday. I was literally in this situation. My first account that I got for Facebook ads, they gave me a 20K budget and said, spend it and make us money on Black Friday. I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but I had a lot of people around me to support and to like, give me recommendations on like, how to make exclusions, how to do the right messaging, what to do if like, performance doesn't look good. So, I was able to tap into them for help, as opposed to in a startup. If, I was given the same task, I would literally have to go for outside help, join some kind of coaching program or something. It's going to be way harder to, be able to improve and get better at what you do. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on this.